Hey, everybody. Happy Make Your Move a Monday. This is Latrice McFadden coming to you live all the way from Durham, North Carolina this week. Happy to be back home in some reasonable heat out of the 100 plus degree temperatures of Las Vegas last week. Running a little bit late this today just because I was meeting with a seller about doing some things to get the house ready to go on the market. So I thought that would be a great topic to talk about today. So if you are in the market to sell your home, I've had a couple of meetings with sellers recently and actually have a short sale listing available in Nightdale. So if you are interested in an opportunity to go into a community at a great deal with doing just a little bit of TLC, maybe some paint, cleaning the carpets, things like that, I have a great opportunity for you at 821 Challenger Lane. Um, and it is listed currently at 475. It is 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths with a first floor primary bedroom. It has a deck, a covered porch, two-car garage. It's in just down the street from Thales Academy, so excellent location, convenient to Raleigh. They also have, just about anything that you want to do in Nightdale. So I digress, but it's still all good because I did also have to meet with that seller and get, suggest some things that needed to be done. And in that case, it was a little bit different than what it would be for the home that I did today. But everybody's situation is different. So when we get ready to meet to talk about, listing your home, one of the first questions is, what are your goals? Are you trying to get top dollar? Or are you just trying to get rid of it? Because that can make a difference on how much work you need to do in your home. For the short sale, it was just a matter of getting it cleaned up. And it was basically, it is pretty much a new house, maybe like 2 years old, but just getting it cleaned up. And we didn't go through and do, painting and things like that, but we just wanted to get it clean so that it shows well. But for anybody that is looking to get top dollar, then you will go through and we look. So the house that I was going through today, we were looking at different things. It's an older home. So want to talk about, do we, balance the history and the tradition of it, or how much do you update it to make it look new? But if your goal is top dollar, then you want to look at the things that you need. You want to make sure that all of the like HVAC, make sure those things are working, windows, new roof, and if you have the funds to get there. So if you want to get top dollar, then you want to have it in pristine condition, basically. And then you want to have it decluttered and have it depersonalized. So no personal pictures, nominal, furniture. If you're still living in the house, then obviously we know that you can't have everything out, but you want to make sure that you can declutter as much as possible. And maybe if there's a lot of furniture, maybe get rid of some of it. Make sure that you have, your cabinets organized and closets organized, because people will open those cabinet doors, open the closet doors to just see how much space is in there. Open your linen closets. A lot of people have lots of towels and sheets and things, and sometimes they're organized and sometimes they aren't. So you want to make sure that things are as organized as possible, depersonalized. You may want to paint if you have a lot of custom colors throughout, or if the walls just need some updating. You've got, holes and things from previous pictures. If you have cracks in your ceilings, or maybe even little cracks that aren't necessarily structural, but they do, don't look appealing. You want to make sure that you have, if your goal is top dollar, to make sure that you get it as near perfect as you can get it. Because when somebody comes in and they see that one thing needs to be done, then it gets in their mind, oh, well, what am I going to find when I fix this one thing? And how much is it going to cost me to fix that? And they obviously want to estimate higher so that they can make sure they're covered and maybe get some extra things done. So if the goal is top dollar, you want to make sure that you have done, that you've done as much as you can. And some of those things, like sometimes people are like, should I update the bathroom? Should I update the kitchen? Should I redo the floors? Like this particular house, there was some tile in one of the bathrooms and it was coming. And so she was saying that they were going to plan to totally redo the tile. And I was like, well, no, you can just regrout this, because it's amazing the things that can just be redone. And there were a couple of things where I was like, let's put this on the list and we'll, weigh it in as far as priorities. And if it's some left over, then maybe we deal with that. But if not, then this would be just fine. So everybody's situation is different. Your home is different. I remember I had one seller who was thinking about converting a garage into an ADU to sell it. Is that a good thing or not? I probably would not invest in converting rooms because maybe somebody wants the house as is. Maybe somebody wants that garage. They don't want to have an ADU. So there you have taken away a whole particular section or segment of potential buyers because everybody may not want an ADU, whereas more people would be interested in having that garage. So when you're considering selling, make sure that you talk with a realtor, preferably me, and let's look through your home and look at what's yes, this absolutely needs to be done. Like for this house earlier, I was like, yeah, these windows they need to be done. They were original windows, and that's something that's important to people because of energy efficient, because of efficiency, because of appearance. So that was top on the list of things that we want to do. Some other things was like, let's see, let's get an estimate and then we'll go. But there were some things that were pretty good, pretty important. Structural things that you want to make sure that your house is structurally sound. If you have if you're in a position and the HVAC unit is older or water heater or appliances, maybe you want to go ahead and update those so that you can get top dollar. So, but you want to make sure that the things that you're doing will fall in line with where the market is at this point in time. Because if you're looking at what things sold for a couple of years ago, that's probably not going to happen. So maybe you don't have it's not worth it to invest. So we need to look at like how much do you owe on the home and what you want to net. So there's lots of things that you'll take into consideration when you're getting ready to list your home. But top dollar, you want to make sure that you have done the most and then it shows pristine. If you just want to sell it, if it's a short sale situation, or if it's, you just really want to get out, maybe you don't do those things. Maybe you just do some decluttering and, make it so that people can see the house and come in and make an offer and what that you're going to get lower offers, but you just want to get rid of it, and that sometimes works. And one of the services that I do offer is cash offers, and they will come in, they will take into consideration all of the work that needs to be done, and make you an offer. If it works, it works, and then you can go ahead and just move on and sell your home. But that will not be a top dollar offer by any stretch of the imagination. So um, just some of the things that you want to take into consideration. It was something else that I was just going to share and it slipped my mind. What was I going to say? Cash offers, top dollar, listing. Oh, pre-listing home inspections. So that is something that you can definitely do if you want to, if you want to get that home inspection because you know that you want to know what's going on and you want to be able to address the work and have it done, then you can do it for that reason. If you want to have that pre-listing home inspection because you're not doing any work and you want want buyers to know what they're coming in, what they're getting into, and these are the things that they know, that's going to have to be done, but you're not planning to address, and we're taking that into consideration with our offer, with our list price, then that's another great reason to have a pre-listing home inspection. But always know that most buyers are going to have their own home inspection, even if you've already had one. So don't think I've had this home inspection and that's it. That's the be all end all. So even if you say that you're going to sell your home as is, a buyer may have a home inspection and then they still may come and say, hey, I'd like you to repair this, to offer some sort of concession, whether it's a price reduction, whether it's a closing cost, or whether you put some money in escrow that is paid directly to a vendor to deal with those issues. So pre listing inspections, I'm not opposed to them, for whichever way you want to go, whether you want to address the issues or maybe you address some issues and then you say, hey, we did this, this, and this, but we're not going to deal with these things. So the buyer can come in with their eyes wide open and take that into consideration with the initial offer. But again, most buyers will want to have their own home inspections, and things change, things happen. Inspectors find different things. Had a situation in the last few years where we had a pre-home inspection and there was a whole oil tank in the crawl space that the inspector didn't tell us about. And so the buyer's inspector did see it and tell us about it. So we had to deal with that. So just know that even though you have that home inspection up front, there is still the possibility that things pop up and that things change, because a home inspection is just a snapshot in time. That inspector could walk off the property and the water heater stopped working, the whatever window seal breaks. So it is just a snapshot in time, but it does give you an idea. And they can say, the age of the roof and what the expected lifespan, or the age of the water heater, or age of the HVAC, and give you an idea, but that is no guarantee of how long it's going to continue to work. So most buyers, I always recommend that my buyers have another inspection, even if it was just done by another inspector, either pre-listing, or if it was under contract and something didn't work out and they did not end up closing. So just know that for your situation, you want to make sure that you are speaking with a professional, you're taking the advice, and you all are looking at what your goals are and the best way to achieve your goals financially, whether it's to get top dollar, to just get out of the house, to do just a little bit to bring it up to um, basic standards, whatever it is. So just make sure that you have those conversations and discuss and be honest with your goals. What's your time frame? How soon do you want to put it on the market? Because if you, depending on the time of the year, and if you wait a few months, I've had this to happen as well. I gave a seller a certain price and she waited like 4 or 5 months before she was ready to put it on the market, and things changed. So it wasn't the same. It there was definitely a change in the value and the price and how long we expected for it to stay on the market. So just know that it's a fluid market and nothing is concrete. But we're going to talk and listen to your goals and do the best that we can to make sure that we uh, get you positioned for success and getting your home sold. So that's all I have for today. Again, if you are interested in a short sale opportunity in Nightdale, please reach out to me. We'll be having open houses again this weekend. It is a phenomenal home, especially if you're looking for a first floor primary. It's very open floor plan. There's a dining room, there's a loft upstairs. So there are lots of options. There's a attic space that you could potentially finish and have another bedroom. So just lots of different options. So if Nightdale is on your radar and you want to get into a position to have some equity after you do just a little bit of sweat equity, it's a great opportunity. So reach out to me for that. And then follow us on Facebook for the Triangle Wealthy Group. We do have some events coming up, our monthly consumer events. You can go to twgpresents.com to register for those events. And for my fellow realtors, you can catch our masterminds, our biweekly masterminds every other Thursday. So we will have this Thursday. I do not have the topic in front of me, but we will have our mastermind this Thursday at 10 o'clock. And we always have great information. So you can register for that at twgmastermind.com. So twgpresents.com for our consumer events, twg mastermind for our realtor events. And we look forward to partnering with you and working with you. And we'll see you again next Monday for Make Your Move Monday. Remember to make your move because every step counts. And y'all stay safe and cool out here and dry. I think we're going to get some more rain this week. So happy Make Your Move Monday.